Hey YouTube, lots to talk about here. So before I get into the video of XL bronzer in action, there's two things that I want to go. There's like kind of three things I want to go over. So the first one is rankings have changed because it is not like a true little cup, just like baby versions. So sometimes in these little cups, and it wasn't defined this way, so it makes sense why you're allowed to use some of these Pokemon. Is that when these little cups are on, two things usually happen. One, Smeargle and Shuckle are usually banned. And the reason that they're banned is just their stat product, right? So just to give you an idea, let's just go with like a Seal. Like Seal, I just kind of mentioned, is like one of the better Pokemon in this meta because it's like kind of tanky and a good moveset. So 53, 80, 106 for 459. And then you go to Smeargle, who, so right, 459, which was already good. Now you're getting up to a 514 with a charge move of Lock On, which is one of the best fast moves in the game for energy. It is the best fast move in the game for energy generation, right? If you look at the stat product, 5 energy per turn. So stat generation is crazy. And then Flying Press, which is an absolutely crazy move that Pika Libre dominates with, 40 energy, 90 damage, 2.25. So you have what is probably one of the bulkier Pokemon in this league with the fastest charging fast move with Lock On and one of the best charge moves. And hello, new number one, Shuckle. I went against it today. This thing was a tank. And hello, absolutely terrible attack, but 345 defense, terrible stamina, but for 780 overall stat product. Again, moveset, it was just like the move itself, so we're just whatever. It's just fast move damage here. But like it was so bulky. It's in my one of my last videos. I hit it with like a super effective. What was it? A super effective heavy slam, and it was like a tickle, and it's just like holy crap. So updated. I haven't even used XL Mural, but again, looking at the stat products, like Seal was like that what was it? 470, 480. Now you're at 588. Another just super strong Pokemon with Bubble, Aqua Tail, Body Slam. Again, Bubble is like an okay fast move. We got a little bit of buff, but then Body Slam, one of the best. Body Slam and Aqua Tail, just very fast charging. And again, you don't need super hard hitting moves in this because everything does like 50% minimum, right? So real big shakeup of the meta here. And then you got some like evolved Pokemon because you don't need to have, it's a little cup, but it's not just like a baby little cup anymore, right? Which it didn't say it was. So sometimes it does specify that it's just a baby cup. Other times it does not. But now you got like your Mandibuzz, Annihilate. I was actually going to talk about how much XLs matter, but it's kind of an interesting one. So XLs matter on certain Pokemon. So let me start with this. I have, as you're going to see when I power it up, a level 50 Bronzer, which is what I have in here. And this one I put in just a non-XL 12, 14, 14. Just to give you like what is the difference between a XL Bronzer and a non-XL Bronzer. And the difference is, hello, 4 more wins, 5 more losses here. So you get way more wins, way more better average with the XL Bronzer. And it does matter. And you're going to see a mirror match Bronzer that I had today where the opponent clearly had an underpowered Bronzer. And I would just, like, my paybacks versus their payback is just like you can see a substantial difference. So interesting on the updates. I'm not going to play this anymore. So it's basically Bronzer plus 2 things that I already had built up. So here's 519,000 dust that I'm just dumping into this thing. I had Geodude built up for a previous Little Cup this season, so I already had it double moved and everything. And then I didn't have anything else built up, but I had a Shelmet right at around 500, and I'm just like, nope, I'm not double moving it. I'll use it, but I'm not double moving it. It's actually not a bad Pokemon if you have Bug Buzz on it, because Bug Buzz actually does neutral in this matchup. So you could like, you're kind of sneaky tanky too, for being like a non-XL Pokemon. So if you were to have like Shelmet with Bug Buzz, it's actually not terrible against that. So I saw a ton of Bronzers, and then I saw like a mismatch of everything because I think I saw a lot of people using just like Pokemon that like could have. I saw like a Gligar and a couple Tentacruels, which I dominate with them. And then I was actually going to go in here and be like, don't use evolved Pokemon in this meta because you have these baby versions that are generally spamming stuff with these XLs attached to them, which make them very, very strong. So I would suggest not using these just evolved Pokemon. But now I look at the rankings and there's Mandibuzz and Annihilate, which is actually pretty high up on the list here. So I don't know. Like this would actually be, I will not play it. If you are playing it with any of the sort of new rankings, like hit me up with a video. I'm going to showcase this one, which is just like, again, Geodude, fast move damage, like these rock throws really add up. Shadow version, 2 nice charge moves, but again, you don't get them super fast because rock throws a little slower, just heavy damage, but a little slower energy generation. But look at those rock throws, like really add up there. And then Bronzer, again, 600, 700, 570,000 dust plus 100 plus whatever XL, what is it, 50,000 for the second move? So tons of investment in that. But again, one that I can use at a future date. The reason I built that up is because I know I will be able to use Bronzer in a future Little Cup. And I have like 15.5 million dust. Not anymore, but it's one worth building up for me. And Shelmet, again, Shelmet knows a decent Pokemon, and it was sitting right at 493 or something like that. And I'm just like, good enough. Good enough to use for this cup here. So I haven't done my other sets yet. It's only 840, but I haven't done my other sets yet. I caught a Galarian Articuno. So I had not built that up, so I will build that up. I don't know if I have any other Pokemon. I don't have any other Pokemon. That's the thing. This season, I had not built up a lot of Pokemon that I caught this season. They were from like all previous seasons. So I built up the Shadow Articuno because like, that's pretty cool gameplay to see anyways. So I'm looking at my Pokemon. Maybe I'll just pair it with like a Shadow Tentacruel that I caught. Like a couple maybe Shadow Pokemon that I caught that I would like, I probably build these up anyways, but I haven't built them up yet. So you'll see that tomorrow. But then my plan was to just be like, screw both of these leagues. I'm not building up any more Pokemon to showcase for either of these leagues, so I was just going to do some like random videos, because I think a lot of people liked it didn't have a good click-through rate. It was one of my worst click-through rates, but everyone who watched it on like, how do you know what a good Pokemon is? Like, how do you know what a strong Pokemon is? And I took you through like the stats. I looked through the typings, the move sets and stuff, and like DPE and everything. People really, really, really like that video. And they're like, this is why like I love this channel, because this is the type of teaching that I need. So I was just going to do that basically all week, like Monday to Thursday. So think of some of that stuff. So I'll still think about doing that. I don't know what specific videos. I'll go back through the recommendations. Some people talked in that video being like, I would like to see this. Other people on my community page, when I asked like, what should I do, had some suggestions. So I'll take a look at those. But yeah, if you have like gameplay, if you're in the Little Cup and you just happen to have gameplay of like any of those Pokemon in the top 10 to 15 that I mentioned there that are now there, like Smeargle, Shuckle, Mandibuzz, Annihilate. The rest of them are actually pretty similar. It's interesting because the rest of them there's like Umbreons and Haunters at 22 and 23, Shadow Swampert at 25. Like, so it's a really interesting, like not fun, but like way different than what a normal Little Cup is. There's still the staples, right? Bronzer's at 5, Wobbuffet's at 6, Seal's at 7, Barbocha's at 11, Wynot's at 13, Lickitung's at 14, Wooper's at 15, so Zigzagoon's at 16. So a lot of the sort of main top 10 Pokemon are still within the top 20. It's just a little shake up of everything in between. But yeah, when I went against the Shuckle, I'm just like, oh, I knew it, because I didn't see, usually when they do these Little Cups, they are very specific with, we are banning Smeargle, we are banning Shuckle, for the exact reason of they are 500, 600 plus overall stat products with good move sets in a very, very small meta, right? If you get like some of these other Pokemon, I would say like Wooper gets by on its move set. Wooper's overall stat product is 419, right? And then you're getting these 600-700 stat products, like almost 800 on Shuckle. That's like almost double what a Wooper is. Now Wooper has a good move set, but like it's crazy. Yeah, so this meta may be a little more fun than I initially expected. Again, it's still the limitation of you need to have Pokemon built up for this. And again, I dropped 650,000 dust into Bronzer because I know I will use Bronzer again in future little cups. I already had Geodude built up from earlier in the season, so that is fine. This is probably the one that I was talking about. You know, you can see it's 481. This is one where my paybacks are doing way more than theirs. But I'm not building up anything else, especially with 2 weeks, especially having hit Legend, 2 weeks left in the season, and I've already hit Legend. I already hit Legend, 2 weeks left in the season. Yeah. One other thing that is, so I mentioned I played 2 sets today to get this video. I'll try and do some Articuno battles tonight. So I'll try and do my battles tonight. I'm coming to an end of my Pokemon Go journey video. I talked about how the Go Battle Day was the first time that I didn't do all my sets, and I did 30, and then I did like a couple sets every other night. Yesterday, no, I guess 2 days ago, because this is going up Saturday morning. It is Friday night, obviously, when I'm filming this, but Saturday morning when it goes up. So 2 days ago on Thursday, I did not play one set of GBL, which again, for someone who played every single set every single day for years, to not play one set willingly is big for me. And I got to be honest, I didn't miss it at all because I had a factions battle that night, which I was like streaming for my like other players on the team. So this is, before I finish this story, this is the one where they had like 3 evolved Pokemon, like they had a Charger Bug and a couple others, and you're just gonna see that like my little Pokemon kind of dominates. So yes, there's Mandibuzz and stuff like that in like 14, but in general, these baby Pokemon are still the way to go in Little Cup. Yeah, so my buddy, he was really into PvP, like even more into PvP than I was. And he played every single season. He hit Legend tons. He grinded the game. And then a couple seasons ago, 2-3 seasons ago, he's like, I'm done with this game. He was frustrated about the meta. He was frustrated about the issues, and he's like, he just like doesn't play as much. He's still on our team, but he doesn't like do much grinding for thing. So I went to him. I'm just like, so you know what I didn't do today? I did not play any battles. He's like, it feels good, doesn't it? And I'm like, it kind of does. To not have that, like, just like feel like you have that need to do these battles. It was kind of like liberating, which is just like, oh boy, we are really getting to the end of GBL here for me, or this game for me, if that's the case. Again, I think there are like 4 things going against me here. First is I already hit Legend. 2, this is again, for me personally, one of the worst metas we've ever had in Great League. So already hit Legend. One of the worst metas we've already had in a terrible league. Work has been crazy. Like, I think like 6-12 months ago, I had a lot of downtime that I can like focus on. Like, if I had downtime, I could just like do battles or something like that. Now I don't even have time to eat my lunch. Like, work is so busy for me that I can't do the battles during any part of the day. So I have to do it, like, before I could do it like at lunch and do this like half an hour lunch after the thing, but I don't even have time to eat lunch right now. I'm so busy. So it's like I don't have the time. I normally did it in the mornings, but I just don't have like the desire. When you don't have the desire to do them right in the mornings, you have to do them sometime later in the day. If you don't have the time during work, you got to do it at night. But at night is when I do my video. So it's just like there's no spot for me to play these right now, really. And what was the 4th thing I was gonna say? The meta sucks. Time. Yeah, and I guess just like other priorities. Like I said, I now spending a lot of my free time doing like FanDuel, sports betting, looking at different like matchups and stuff like there. Basically taking the critical analysis angle that I would take in GBL and moving it to sports betting is what I've essentially been doing for the past like month. Month and a half. So for those reasons, I am not playing nearly as much as I would. That said, Here's the Shuckle. That said, I think in 2 weeks, when the season turns over, I will be back to grinding. So this is probably where I hit the heavy slam. Super effective stab, heavy slam, nothing, like nothing. I know I realized, and someone has probably already pointed out that I am also have psychic. A little late in the video if you've already been here. But yes, bronzers have psychic, which is why it's weak to dark, which is why it has payback because of the mirror match. But yeah, you're right. That did nothing to Shuckle. And that's the thing. We haven't seen a Smeargle yet. And God, did I just see like a million moves on that Pokemon too? That is a that's a TM game if that is the case. I don't think Shuckle's bad. No, because Shuckle only has 2 charge moves. No, 2 fast moves, 4 charge moves, and one of those charge moves is return. So not a lot of options there. But Smeargle, Smeargle has every potential moveset in this game, right? And catching it the move that you get depends on when you catch it or something like that. I forget the exact thing, but it has literally every single move in this game. So yes, lock on and flying press are 2 that would dominate, but the odds of actually getting that, I don't know what the odds of actually having that. So perhaps Smeargle's not going to be as big of an issue. Shuckle will be. Shuckle is actually everywhere right now. So if you caught a bunch, you could trade them for XLs. I know I have saved a bunch that I have to trade still, but they're sitting in my, I guess I should find someone to trade with in the next 2 weeks. Because we're going to lose this. We're going to lose the guaranteed trading in 2 weeks here because they go on, off, on, off. So FYI, if you made it to this long in the video, do your trades for XL candies in the next 2 weeks because we will lose that. We will lose that reward for the season in 2 weeks when the season turns over because they go on, off, on, off. So it's on now. It'll be off for the next 3 months. So get those trades in the next 2 weeks if you have them. So yeah, that is my analysis on what is a kind of more interesting little cup. Still a lot of bronzers, but definitely more options now. Like I said, I'll probably try and do a Galarian Articuno battles. So I'll have to build up 2 Pokemon and just kind of, they're not going to be like a good team or anything. It's just going to be a Galarian Articuno in action. And then yeah, if you have videos for either Little Cup or the Great League, send them my way because I won't have any other videos. Which just means I'm just going to try and do these other random videos. So if you also have other thoughts on videos I should do this week, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.